We'll continue with question number 1. Last time we have solved till transaction April 12. Now we will start from April 13. Now see the question what is written over here. Mr. C returned goods. What is the amount of the goods returned by Mr. C? 1500. So do you remember who was Mr. C? If we go just above in transaction number 11, means April 11, we can see that Mr. C was the person to whom we have sold goods. Is it mentioned over there that Mr. C has paid money? No, we haven't received any money from Mr. C. That means that was a credit transaction. So according to the question, on April 11, goods were sold to Mr. C. And what was the total value of goods? Now we will continue with question number 1. Last time we have solved the transaction up to April 11. Now come to April 13. In April 13, what is written over here? Mr. C returned goods of 1500. Now do you remember who was Mr. C? Just go back to April 11. You can see there Mr. sold goods to Mr. C 7500. Mr. C was the person to whom we have sold goods of 7500. Is it mentioned over there that Mr. C has paid money? No, it is not mentioned there. That means it was a credit transaction. Credit transaction means where we don't receive or pay any money. Now in this case, you have seen that on April 11, goods were sold to Mr. C. What was the value of the goods? 7500. Now suddenly on April 13, he has returned the goods. Okay. What was the value of the goods he has returned? 1500. 1500 of goods he has returned to us. So for return, we need to open sales return account. Okay. So whenever there will be return of goods in case of sales, means whenever we will sell goods and the customer will return back the good, that time we need to open sales return account, or we can call it as return inward account. Any one of this we can call it. Okay, either sales return account or return inward account. Now as I've told you that we have sold goods to Mr. C and it was a credit transaction, that means the person to whom we have sold the goods, that particular person's account needed to be opened. That is Mr. C account. Now who was Mr. C for us? Mr. C was the debtor, because Mr. C is the person from whom we will receive the money. Okay. Now sales return. Now whenever to whom we sell the goods, means suppose we have sold to the customer some goods, and if the customer come back and returns us the goods, that is a loss for us. Okay, that will be a loss. So sales return is a loss. Now according to the rule of accountancy, if expenses or loss or expenditure increases, then it is debit. That means in this case, as I told you, sales return, whenever customer returns us the good, that is a loss for us. So in this case, our loss is increasing. So whenever the loss or expenditure will increase, it will be debit. Okay. So this account is debited. Now Mr. C was our debtor. Earlier he was supposed to pay us 7500, right? But now he has returned the goods of 1500. So now how much he is going to pay? Only 6000. So the debtor's value is decreasing or not? Yes, the debtor's value is decreasing. Now debtors falls under the category of asset. So here we can see our asset is decreasing. Now according to the rule of accountancy, if asset decreases, then it is credit. So this account will be credited. So very easy transaction. For return of goods, we have to open. Return of goods means if we have sold someone goods and that person returns us the good, it will be called as sales return or return inward account. Now the second account, as we have sold the goods on credit and it was a credit transaction, so the person to whom we have sold it, that particular person's account needed to be opened. So the two accounts that needed to be opened is one sales return account and another is the person to whom we have sold the account. We have sold the goods. Now come to the thing for debit and credit. Now sales return is a loss, so if loss increases, it is debit. And Mr. C was our debtor. Earlier he was supposed to pay us 7,500, but as he has returned the goods, of 1,500. Now he needs to pay only 6,000. That means the value of debtors is decreasing, and debtor fall under assets, okay, fall under the category of assets. So if asset decreases, then it is credit. So we have got two accounts that will be debited and credited. So we will write the journal entry now. So journal entry of April 13 will be, as we can see here, sales return account is debited. So we will write sales return account debited. We will write in the debit side, goods of 1,500 were returned. So we will write here 1,500. To which account is credited? Mr. C account is credited. So we will write here Mr. C account on the sales return account 1,500 to Mr. C account on the credit side 1,500. And here we will write the narration, being goods returned by Mr. C. Okay. Now come to the next transaction. Next transaction is on April 15. Return goods to Mr. Moon. Now who was Mr. Moon? Just go to above transaction April 9. You can see purchase goods from Mr. Moon. So Mr. Moon was the person from whom we have purchased the goods on credit. Here it is not mentioned that we have paid the money. So that means it was a credit transaction. How much goods we have purchased from him? 6,000. So we can see here April 6, goods purchased from Mr. Moon. Okay. How much goods we have purchased from Mr. Moon? We have purchased goods of 6,000. Now on April, it was date 6, okay. So April 15, we have returned the goods, okay. Now we have returned the goods and the amount of the goods which we have returned is 1,200. So we have returned the goods of 1,200, means minus, okay. So we have returned the goods of 1,200 to Mr. Moon. Now since we have purchased the goods and we have returned the goods, to open purchase return account, and another one will be Mr. Moon account. Okay. See here, as we have purchased the good from Mr. Moon and since it was a credit transaction, so we will open Mr. Moon account. And for the return of goods, means as we have purchased and we have returned the goods, so we will open purchase return account. So two accounts are opened. Now Mr. Moon was our creditor and creditor comes under the category of liabilities. Now according to the rules, just see the rules over here. If liability decreases, then debit. So depending on the rule, if creditor falls under the category of liability, so if liability decreases, then it is debit. So I have already written over here debit. Okay. Now if one account is debited, then obviously the other account will be credited. Okay, so this is one logic. Clear? If one account is debited, then obviously the other account will be credited. This one is one logic. Another logic is purchase is an expense, right? Only purchase, if we say, only if we talk about purchase is an expense. Now if we return the goods, means if we return the goods to the shopkeeper or to our supplier, obviously our expense will decrease. See here, the amount is decreasing. Earlier we need to pay 6,000, but as we have returned the goods, now we need to pay only 4,800. So now here again that logic we can apply. If expenses or expenditure decreases, then it is credit. It is one logic. Another logic is if purchase is an expense, then return indirectly, when we are returning goods, indirectly it becomes an income, right? If expense decreases means what? It is a kind of an income only. So that is why it is credited. And another logic is, since one account is debited, then obviously the other account will be credited. So we have got the two accounts. One is purchase return account. Purchase return because we have purchased the goods and then we have returned the goods to the supplier. So for this reason, whenever there will be return on purchase, we need to open purchase return account. Okay. And purchase return is also called as return outward. Return outward. Okay. And another account which we need to open is the person from whom we have purchased the goods, since it is a credit transaction. So from whom we have purchased it? We have purchased it from Mr. Moon. So we have opened here Mr. Moon account. Now since we have to pay the money, so Mr. Moon is the creditor. And creditor comes under the category of liabilities. Now according to the rules of accountancy, if liability decreases, then it is debit. Okay. And since one account is debited, then obviously the other account will be credited. So from here we come to the journal entry April 15. Which account is debited? Mr. Moon account is debited. So we will write here Mr. Moon account is debited. How much goods we have returned? 1200. And which account is credited? Purchase return account is credited. So we will write here to purchase return account, same amount. On the credit side we will write now 1200. Okay. Now the narration will be being goods returned to Mr. Moon. Okay, so this entry is done. Now coming to the next journal entry, that is on April 16, received from Mr. C 5,940, allowed him discount 60 rupees. So as I told you, Mr. C was our debtor. Okay, now if you go back to the transaction, after return of goods, as you can see, he was supposed to pay 6,000, right? But how much he has paid? According to the question, he has paid only 5,940. Okay. See here, received from Mr. C 5,940, and it is mentioned very clearly that allowed him discount 60. Mr. C was our debtor and we have given him discount, means we have allowed him discount. So for this reason, since it, as I told you again, since it is a credit transaction, so we need to open that particular person's account. Now who is that particular person? Mr. C is that particular person. So we'll open Mr. C account, and we have allowed him discount, right? He was our customer and we have allowed him discount. So we will write here another account will be discount allowed account. Okay, so two accounts that needed to be opened is Mr. C's account because he was our debtor, and another is discount allowed account. So now see, discount allowed, we have allowed him discount, right? So it is a kind of a loss, or you can say expense for us. because the amount which we are supposed to receive, from that particular amount we are going to get less amount from that particular person. Okay, so discount allowed is an expense or loss. And see, if that particular person will pay us the money, then obviously from his balance we need to deduct that amount. Am I right? So in that case, discount allowed, and what we have received from him, we have received cash, right? So we need to open here, in this case we need to open 3 accounts. One is cash account, as we have received cash from him. Another, from whom we have received the cash, Mr. C account. Okay, and as we have allowed him discount, so we need to open discount allowed account. So here we can see that in this case we need to open 3 account, one cash, one Mr. C, and one is discount allowed. Now which account to be credited and which account to be debited, just come to the logic. If we are paying him cash, sorry, if we are receiving cash from him, as we all know cash is an asset. Okay, if we receive the cash, then obviously our cash balance will increase. Am I right? Our cash balance will increase, and we are supposed to receive from him 6,000, right? We were supposed to receive from him 6,000, but we have only received 5,940, right? We have received 5,940 and we have allowed him discount of 60. So this 60 rupees is our, either we can call it as loss or it is an expense, because we were supposed to get from him 6,000 but we are getting only 5,940. So obviously this becomes our expense or loss. So here expense or loss is increasing. Okay, now come to Mr. C's account. Whenever we will be maintaining a particular person's account in our book, if he is paying the money, then obviously we will deduct that amount from our book, that yes, he has paid, since he has made the payment, so we will deduct the amount. So obviously his balance will go down, and debtor comes under the category of asset. Clear? Earlier we were supposed to receive from him the money, since earlier he has not paid the money, but now he has paid the money, then obviously we will minus the balance from his account. So minus means what? Decrease. So now here we can see that since asset increases, and according to the rules, again coming back to the rules, if asset increases then it is debit. So here very easily we can say that cash account will be debited. Since we are receiving cash, so our cash balance will increase. Now the second logic here, in discount allowed is a loss or expense. So according to the rule, if expenses, expenditure or loss increases, then it is debit. Then again this account will be debited. And see, since he has made the payment, so obviously from his balance we will deduct the amount. So our assets, and deduction means minus. Minus means the balance will go down, and if the balance goes down, that means asset will decrease, and if asset decreases, then it means it will be credit. So we will write here credit. Okay, so now we can see that 2 of the accounts are debited and the last one is credited. Okay, so from here we come to the entry that, so on April 16 our entry will be, which account is debited? First we will debit the cash account. Cash account debited. We have received from him 5,940 in cash. Then what happened? We have allowed him discount. So we will open discount allowed account. Okay, discount allowed account debited 60 rupees, and in total, to whose account is credited? Mr. C's account. To Mr. C account, how much we are supposed to receive from him? Earlier, as we can see, 6,000. So the total amount we will write here 6,000. Okay, clear everyone? Now we can write the narration, being cash received or amount received, also you can write same thing. Cash received and amount received is same. Don't get confused. Being cash received from Mr. C and discount allowed. Okay, the entry is done. Now next entry, on April 17, paid Mr. Moon. Now we have paid Mr. Moon 4,728 and discount allowed by him was 72. If you go to the previous transaction we have done, just you can see that we are supposed to pay Mr. Moon 4,800, right? But how much we have paid him? We have paid him only 4,728 and he has allowed us discount of 72. So in this case we need to open three accounts. The first account, since we have paid cash, so we will open cash account. Now the second account will be to whom we have paid the cash, Mr. Moon. Okay, so we will open Mr. Moon account. Okay, now in this case we have received the discount, so we will open discount received account. Okay, the three journal entries which will be open is cash account, means three accounts needed to be opened is cash account, one is Mr. Moon account, another is discount received account. Why we have opened cash account? Because we are going to pay in cash, so we have opened cash account. To whom we will pay? Mr. Moon account, means to Mr. Moon we will pay, so we have opened Mr. Moon account. And since we have received the discount, so we will open discount received account, means he has given us the discounts, right? So we have received the discount, so that is why we call it as discount received. Now if we are going to pay cash, so obviously cash balance will decrease, and we all know cash is an asset. Okay, so our cash balance will decrease. Now discount received, indirectly if we think, if we are paying less, then obviously it is an income. We needed to pay 4,800, but now we will pay only 4,728. That means we will pay less 72 rupees, right? So this 72 rupees is our income because we are going to pay less. And as we will pay Mr. Moon, so from his balance we will deduct the amount, so his balance will go down. And who was Mr. Moon for us? Creditors. Okay, and creditor comes under the category of liabilities. Okay, so we all know that creditors comes under the category of liabilities, and if we pay him the money, then obviously we will deduct the amount from his balance, that as we have already paid, so we will deduct from his account and his balance will go down. Minus means down. So now if cash or if asset decreases, again go back to the rule of accountancy. If asset decreases, then what? Credit. So here our cash account will be credited. Okay, our cash account will be credited. And since discount is an income, again according to the rule, any kind of income or revenue or gain is credited. So discount received is a kind of income only, so here our income will increase, so we will credit it. Okay, and if liability decreases, means if liability decreases, see here it is debited, so here it will be debit. So we can see here two accounts are credited and one account is debited. So from this we get the journal entry April 17. Okay, April 17, I hope it is clear. April 17, which accounts are debit, which account is credited? Cash account is credited, a discount received account is credited, and Mr. Moon account is debited, right? So we will write here Mr. Moon account debited. How much Mr. Moon account debited? How much we were supposed to pay? So we were supposed to pay him, as you can see, 4,800, right? So, but how much we have paid him? Only 4,728, right? So in Mr. Moon account we will write 4,728. No, in Moon account we will write the entire amount which we were supposed to pay, that is 4,800. Now which account is debited? Cash account is credited, not debited. Cash account is credited. So we will write here to cash account. How much we have paid him? 4,728. Okay, and to discount received account 72 rupees. Okay, we have received the discount of 72 rupees. Okay, now come to the narration. Being cash or amount paid to Mr. Moon and discount received. Okay, so this entry is done. Now come to the next transaction, withdrew for personal use. Now let me tell you this thing. Whenever we will withdraw means taking out something, right? Whenever we will take out something from the business for our personal use or private use, means apart from business, and I have told on the first day itself, we and our business are two different entities. So when we will be using something of the business for our personal use, means outside the business, that will be called as drawings. Okay, so whenever the account which we need to open for withdrawing something for personal use, it is called as drawings. Okay, drawings account. Let me tell you again, drawings means withdrawing, okay, withdrawing anything for personal use, withdrawing anything from business. Okay, withdrawing anything, whether it may be cash, whether it may be good, whatever it is, from business for personal use, that particular thing will come under drawings. Okay, I hope you can see drawings account. So we need to open drawings account. Why? Because we have withdrew something for our personal use. Okay, now what we have withdrawn? Withdrew for personal use. How much we have withdrawn? 600. That means we have withdrawn cash. So here we need to open cash account. So another account, as I told you, will be cash account, since we have withdrawn cash, right? So if we are taking out cash from our business, and we all know cash is an asset, so obviously our cash balance will decrease, right? And drawings, whenever we will spend something or we will take out something from our business, not for the business purpose, apart from business purpose, or for any kind of personal use, that becomes an expense. So drawings is a kind of expense. Is it going to help our business? No. If we are taking out the money for our personal use means, suppose we have taken the money to do a birthday party. So is it a business? Is it we are using the money for business use? Are we going to get any return from it? No, we are not going to get any return from it. So that is why drawings is an outside expense. Okay, so we will call it as expense. And since we have taken out the money, so obviously our cash balance will decrease. And as we all know, according to the rule of accountancy, if asset decreases, then credit, and so here it will be credit. Okay, and drawings comes under expense. So expense is increasing, so it will be debited. So the two accounts, that one will be debited and another one will be credited, is drawings account will be debited. Since we have withdrawn money, so we need to open drawings account, and drawings is an expense, so it will be debited. And another account which we need to open is cash, since we have withdrawn cash, and as we are taking out the cash, so obviously our cash will decrease, and cash falls under the category of asset, and if asset decreases, then it is credit. So we come to the journal entry that drawings account debited. How much we have withdrawn? We have withdrawn 600. Okay, so we'll write in drawings account 600. To which account is created? Cash account is created. So we'll write here to cash account, it is 600. Being cash withdrew for personal use. Okay, so this journal entry is done. Now the next journal entry, withdrew goods for, now we have withdrawn goods. Okay, withdrew goods for private use. The cost of the goods were 300 and selling price of the good is 360. Now before discussing about cost and selling price, first let us know what are the account we need to open. Now since, as I told you, if we withdraw goods or withdraw anything for private or for personal use, that is apart from business, then we need to open which account? Drawings account. Okay, so here we will open again, once again, drawings account, since we have withdrawn something. Okay, now that something is goods. Okay, whenever we will withdraw cash, then we can open cash account, but whenever we will withdraw goods, we need to open purchases account. Okay, don't forget, whenever we will withdraw goods, okay, that time we need to open purchase account. Since we are withdrawing for private use, then obviously we will open drawings, and since we are withdrawing goods, so we have to open purchases account. Okay, now coming back, see here, there are two amounts given over here. One is cost, another is selling price. So which account to be taken into consideration? We will take into consideration the cost price, not the selling price. Selling price is only considered when we sell the goods. Now we are not selling the goods, we have withdrawn the goods, means we have taken the goods for our personal use, right? So obviously the amount which we have paid while buying it, that amount we will consider, that means the real cost of the good, and that is 300. Okay, so now as we have explained earlier that drawings means expenses. Okay, and here expense is increasing. Now we have taken out the goods, right? So our purchases means our stock will go down. Goods means what? Our goods means stocks, right? And how we have purchased, how we have got that stock? By purchasing it. So that is why it comes under purchases account. Now see the logic. If expenses increase, then obviously it is debit, right? According to the rule of accountancy, if expenses increase, then debit. So here drawings will be debited, and since it is debited, then obviously the other account will be credited. Okay, so from here we come to the journal entry that on April 30, drawings, okay, account debited. Now which amount will be considered? As I told you, since it is cost, means we will take the cost, not the selling price. Cost price we will take, because this is the real value. Okay, selling price we will consider when we will sell the goods. So here we will consider cost price. So we will write here 300 in the debit side, and here which account is created? As we can see here, purchases account is credited. So we will write here to purchases account. Okay, to purchases account we will write on the credit side 300. So don't forget that whenever we will withdraw goods, that time we will need to open purchases account, and whenever we will withdraw cash, we will open cash account. Okay, so being goods withdrew for personal use. Okay, now this entry is done. Now see the next entry, that is on 31st April, paid salary to Mr. Sevak Ram and employee. Okay, how much we have paid? We have paid 300 to that particular person. Okay, now salary to Mr. Sevak Ram, who was an employee. Now for a particular employee, we can't open that particular person's account. What we need to open? We need to open salary account. So now you may ask the question that why not Mr. Sevak Ram account? Because an employee's account cannot be opened. We may have more than one employee. So are we going to open the account of each employee separately? No. Whenever we will pay salary, we will open in general salary account. Okay. So here we need to open, since we have paid salary, so we will open salary account, that is that particular expense account. Okay, and what we have paid cash, so we will open cash account. Now salary is an expense for us. Okay, and whenever we will pay the salary, then obviously our cash, that is an asset, will decrease. Here our expense will increase, since we will pay the salary, that means our expense, it is an expense, so this expense will increase, and as we have paid the money, our cash balance will decrease, and cash is an asset. Now according to the rule of accountancy, if asset decreases, then it is credit. So here it will be credit, and if expense increases, then debit. So here our expense will be, means our salary will be debited. So here we can see that since we have paid salary, we will open salary account. Don't open Mr. Sevak Ram account. He is just an employee. You may have more than one employee. Okay, and we can't open employees account separately. In case it is a debtor or creditor, only in that case we will open that person's account. But for an employee, we can't open that employee's account separately. We will open in general what we have paid them. We have paid them salary, so we will open salary account. And as we are paying in cash, so we will open cash account. Okay, now we will come to the journal entry. April 31st, salary account was debited, so we will write here salary account. Okay, debit, we have paid salary of 300, so we will write 300 on the debit side. To what we have paid, obviously we will pay the salary in cash, so we will open cash account. Okay, and since the cash account is credited, so we will write in the credit side 300. And the narration is very simple for this transaction, being salary paid. Finish. Okay, I hope this entry is clear. Now let's go to the next entry. Now the next entry, we can see that paid rent to Mr. Estate Landlord. How much we have paid? We have paid 300 to our landlord as rent, right? Now as it was a cash transaction, means we have paid rent. So now again, if it is a cash transaction, the person's name won't matter, but yes, what we have paid, that is matter. For what we have paid the money? For rent. So we will open rent account, as we have paid rent. Okay, now next, what we have paid as a rent? We have paid cash, so we will open cash account. Now rent is also an expense. I have explained earlier also. Rent, salary, all this comes under the category of expense. Now obviously our expense is increasing. Rent is a kind of expense, and here our expense is increasing. And since we have paid the cash, so obviously cash will be decreasing. And we all know cash comes under the category of assets. So if asset decreases, then what we know? It is credit. Many times I have told you, if assets decreases, then it is credit. And since our expense means expense increases means debit, just like salary, rent is also an expense. So if expense increases, it will be debited. Okay. So that means the journal entry for this transaction will be, which account is debited? Our rent account is debited. So we can write here rent account debited. How much rent we have paid? 300. Okay. What we have paid as rent? Cash. So to cash account, as cash account is credited, so we were writing here to cash account, that is 300 on the credit side. Okay. Now we can write the narration. What we have paid? Rent, right? So a very simple narration, being rent paid. So the entire sum is